That's how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Excuse me, y'all. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in this daggone break room, y'all. Oh, boy. All right, y'all see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. And y'all know what we're going to get into this good Saturday morning. I hope everybody is feeling good and doing great. Whew. All right, y'all. Happy Saturday. Okay. Been off for a couple of days and wanted to tap in with y'all to have some conversations. There's a channel, or not a channel, there's a family on TikTok that's going viral called the Realist Jenkins. We're going to talk about them tomorrow, y'all, because it's an interesting conversation. You guys probably have already heard other content creators mention them, but their channel I don't know what you call it, channel page, whatever they do on TikTok is called the Realist Jenkins. It's a husband and wife. They have 6 children combined. They have a couple biological, and then he came into a relationship with one. She came into the relationship with a couple, and they all live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Okay, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow because I want to do call-ins on that, because we're gonna watch some of what's going on, and then we're gonna give our thoughts and opinions on that. So if you want to do call-ins tomorrow, if you already are familiar with the story and you just have a burning desire to give your thoughts and opinions verbally, we're going to do that tomorrow, okay? All right, y'all. We got Jasmine and we have, not Jasmine, scratch that. I mean, at this point, all of them the same. But we got Angelic Soul and Skye Life in the break room, okay? Janae says, since I've been following that story and just shaking my head, it gradually got worse the more they came out. Yeah, it really did, Janae. Yeah, I peeped it the other day, and I kind of been, over on TikTok being nosy. Y'all, TikTok is like a whole soap opera, okay? TikTok, y'all think YouTube, baby, and TikTok, and them people get real emotional about them folks over there on TikTok, honey. It goes down on TikTok. It's just, you go down the rabbit hole too much for me. And I look up and I'll be like, oh, Lord, I've been on here about 45, 50 minutes, let me get on up off of here. But if you have to know how to maneuver through TikTok, and I'm not that savvy with it. So, but it's definitely some interesting things that goes over there on TikTok, honey. When I tell you, people be over there literally spilling their guts more than I've seen on pretty much any other social media besides Facebook. Good morning, Misty. Good morning, Janae, Miss V, Gogita, Wait for it, LaShonda, OKC, Dia Michelle, D Nikki, Tina. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Pooh Bear, Heather, JG in the building. Pretty Dope says you are the first to like. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Pretty Dope. Maja in the building. So, y'all, I don't know if you guys been watching the YSL trial. Y'all know I've been heavily over there in LawTube. And Halloween, honey, it went down over there. Young Thug signed a plea deal. He got basically 15 years of probation. And it's over for him as far as continuing the trial. They was up to like, what, I think it was like 155 days or something like that. So Young Thug said, look, I've been locked up since May 9th, 2022. He chucked the deuces and he said, I'm out of here. Okay. Now there are still 2 men left who whatever the state offered, they turned it down. So apparently the trial is supposed to continue on Monday. Something is telling me it may not. I don't know. But I'm gonna be honest, when I saw that, and I listened to Young Thug, say what he had to say, and a lot of people feel like it's a trap because y'all know, especially when you're on that long extended probation. I mean, it can be problematic, but I don't know Young Thug. I don't know this man personally. I've been following this trial pretty much since the pick of the jury. So I've been following it for a long time, over a year. And I don't know, something is telling me that I think that man's gonna be all right. I think he's gonna be all right. He admitted, in his speech, that he had a, drug problem. Obviously, he's been clean for about 2.5 years. So I think Thug realized, oh, these people, they're not playing. And he can't be in the city of Atlanta, which I thought that was ludicrous. Like, how you gonna ban this man from the city where he was brought up and raised? It's not like he was a serial anything. A lot of the things that they alleged that he did in those 50, I think it was like a 52, 56 count indictment. A lot of the things that they alleged he did, they weren't even actually ready to, or they actually hadn't proved it on him. It really seemed like everybody around Thug was doing the dirty work, and Thug was made aware of it. I don't think Thug had his hands knee deep in a whole lot of stuff. I'm not saying that man was perfect. He know what he did and what he was a part of and things of that nature. But maybe leaving Atlanta could be good for him. He also said that he realized, there's an old saying, y'all, a lot of times when you go to higher places, the people that were there when you were in the lower places, once you start traveling to those higher places, a lot of times you can't take them with you. Okay. And I think Thug was trying to be the Robin Hood of the hood, and it didn't work out for him because he had a lot to lose. He had a lot invested. And I think he took his fame for granted, and sitting down in that jail facing a hell of a lot of years, made him realize, let me do right by this blessing that God has bestowed upon me. Okay. Let me do right by this blessing because it don't happen to everybody. And so, therefore, Thug, I think they said from the time I believe he got released on Thursday, on Halloween, he had about 48 hours to get up out of the city. And the only time he can come back is if there's a funeral, graduation, something going on with in immediate family members. Y'all know he's a father of multiple children. He takes care of his family. He's one of 11 children. So, it's a lot that man got going on. And obviously sitting in jail, he couldn't make any money. He was spending more money than obviously he was making. So I'm just hoping that what I hope happens out of this trial of a lot of young men and women, more so men, because obviously, pretty much everybody on that RICO case were men. I'm hoping these young cats understand that crime is not the way to go, because there's only 2 ways out. It's either going to be a prison sentence or death. There's only 2 ways out. The fact that Young Thug was making all that money, all that fame, and that he was even involved in any of that was going on in the streets is, it's sad. Like, once you get to a certain level, you got to understand them people that was with you when you were down. Now that you up, you can't necessarily bring everybody with you. So I pray that he realizes that and understands that, and keep positive influences in his life. And one thing that Judge Whitaker said that I disagree with. Well, I agree but disagree. She made it like, obviously Young Thug and a lot of these rappers, these young men and women, young boys and girls, are influenced by them, right? But me personally, I don't feel like you need to put the burden of what people look up to on me as as an entertainer. I mean, you need to put that more on the parents. You know, parents need to be more influential in their children's lives so their children can look up to be like their parents if their parents got anything going on. You know, you got a lot of parents out here that ain't got ish going on. So these kids can't look up to their parents because their parents ain't doing anything. And so they you know, they're led astray to look up to, you know, rappers and whatever else because they're living lives that they wish they got money, jewelry, cars, women. So you know, they're looking up to that. But you know, I think, well, hopefully Thug realized the influence he has on the world of the young men and women of the world, and you know, hopefully he takes his talents and he does more good with it than bad. You know, if at all possible. Hi, driving and listen to the break room. Perfect way to start a fall Saturday morning. It definitely is, Newton. Good morning to you, sis. Janae said, I hope he takes this seriously. He's getting older and his slew of children. He's been given a second chance. He has to avoid any potential trouble. I believe this was the wake-up call he needed. I do too, Janae. I think this was the wake-up call Thug needed. At least, let me say this. Hopefully it is for him. I mean, if it isn't, then, I mean, he'll have to deal with the consequences of it. But he needs to take more seriously that he's a father to multiple children than anything else that he got going on, okay? You know, be in the influence to your children so you can raise your children up right and they can go into the world and be, you know, a positive product of society. You know, he can't be the father to boys and girls of the world because obviously, how could you be? But he definitely needs to be the father to his own biological children that he's birthed into this world and be a bigger, better influence on his own children. I think people need to take care of their homes. You know, take care of your home. And if you take care of your home, then the product of your home can spew out into the world and hopefully make it a better place, if at all possible, you know? I just wanted to give you guys my little thoughts with that because, I was happy to see that he was able to go home. Yeah, he's facing 15 years of probation, but, you know, a lot of people's like, oh, he ain't gonna be able to do that. I mean, how come he can't? All you gotta do is follow the law. That's all you gotta do. Just follow the law. There's plenty of people to walk the face of the earth every day and don't do nothing wrong, okay? Maybe get an occasional speeding ticket or something like that, but there are plenty of people in the world who are not faced with heinous crimes, and they are productive citizens of our society, and they move on. I don't see just because he got money, to me personally, because he has money should be all the more reason that you can avoid being in situations that you have no business being in. If you really think about it, a lot of times it's the people with no money that find themselves in situations, crimes, and things of that nature. Because a lot of times, you know, people out here doing things they ain't got no business doing because they got families to feed, you know, and the money don't come to them as quick as, you know, a rapper or whatever. So I personally feel like that he should be able to do it. He definitely should be able to. How come he can't? There's plenty of other people in the world that's no different than him. Only thing about, to me, Young Thug, obviously he's a rapper, he's famous, right? But he's still a man. He got 2 legs, 2 arms. He breathes just like we breathe. He eat just like we eat. He everything we do, he do. Okay, so he ain't no different than us, other than, you know, his bank account. That's the only difference. So he should be able to be a productive citizen of our society, just like anybody else. You know, just because you got money don't mean you got to fall into the criminal traps. To me personally, the reason, because you do have money, should be all the more reason you should be able to afford to avoid being in those type of situations. All right. So I just wanted to get my little spiel on that because, you know, like I said, I've been watching it and we're going to move on. All right. So yes, Apple Pie, thank you so much. Yeah, make sure you guys clock in. We got 238 in the chat. I'm asking for at least 120 likes. Prayerfully, I get that. Okay. If y'all can get that to me in the next 5 minutes. YouTube has this new thing where they have goals set up for super chats. I saw it the other day. I haven't really looked into it, but I might, look and try to kind of make it more interactive for us over here in the break room. But let me look more into it. I've seen a couple other content creators using the feature, but I need to look at it for myself. So that's probably something we'll, we'll use later on down the line in another live stream. Thank you. Is it Grimace? Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, it was a big setup with the. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you this: that DA office, that district attorney office in Fulton County. I was thoroughly embarrassed to see these Black women carry on the way they did, to be educated the way that they are, being attorneys. I was thoroughly embarrassed for the Black women in Fulton County. Like, that was, oh my God, y'all. If you have not watched that trial, there's many content creators that have experts of certain situations that went on. Excuse me, DA Hilton and DA Love, you would have thought they were fresh out of law school, the way they carried on. It was very embarrassing. Very embarrassing, Cole and Ileana. And they seemed so incompetent. And I don't even think it was, I think it was on purpose. Like they, like they just seemed very incompetent. They had no regards for the law. It definitely showed the corruption in Fulton County. I was extremely shocked. It gave a bad look. It gave a bad look in my opinion, the judicial system in the state of Georgia. There's a saying, I don't know if people are still saying it, but it used to be a saying years back. They say you go to Georgia on vacation, or was it Atlanta? Something about you go to Georgia on vacation, you'll leave on probation. Like it was notorious. There's a lot of counties in the state of Georgia that they call trap counties. Trap, TRAP counties. And that means you ride through that county, more than likely as a Black man or woman, if your paperwork ain't right, you going to jail, and there's certain counties in the state of Georgia that are literally considered trap counties, and I mean, I'm sure there's probably a saying in many other states or cities in the United States, or certain counties or something like that. But I know that from, Georgia, because I lived in Atlanta for a short period of time, a few years back. And I definitely wasn't impressed with the city. I really wasn't. I know people go there for the partying and all that there, but as far as living, I wasn't real impressed. I really wasn't. Cole, let me see what you said. Cole said the fact the judge didn't dismiss it just shows how corrupt our judicial system is, out of pocket. Yeah, she definitely should. It was too many mistakes that the DA office made. It was too much that went on. And that was from Judge Glanville all the way to Judge Whitaker. The fact that you had a whole judge that got recused from the case, to me, was all the more reason to call a mistrial long time ago, And Judge Whitaker, when she slipped up, was that about week? Was that last week, or it was on a Wednesday? So it was either last Wednesday or Wednesday before, when she slipped up and said that when she told the DA office she's trying to help them clean up this mess. And I'm like, how can you help them clean up anything? That's not your job as a judge. You're the referee. You can't clean up anything. When she said that, I was like, oh, yeah, they're showing her bias. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's time to shut this down. And all the money they had spent, y'all, that was by far the longest running case in Georgia state history. And it ended up giving everybody but two people plea deals. It was a mess. It was a mess. It was just a mess. All right, y'all. So let's get into another mess, all right? Let's get into Angelic Soul. So y'all know we have talked about Angelic Soul quite a few times over here in the break room. I gave her a little hiatus. I think the last time we talked about Angelic, she is a woman that lives in Detroit, Michigan. She has 7, 8 kids. She just had a baby a few months ago. She's pregnant again. She's married, but was it 2022 or early 2023. It was one of the two. Her kids were removed from her care by the state of Michigan because of her behavior on the internet. Okay. And she showed to be very neglectful and unfit to be a parent to her children. And they were given to family members. So the children were given to the fathers, grandparents. They were kind of spread it all around. And over the last year or so, there was a situation where some of the kids that was with her dad and his girlfriend or wife, something happened and the kids ended up getting removed. Well, Angelic was in the process of getting them back full time, and something happened. Apparently the kids, from what she stated, lied on her and CPS, although they hadn't left the situation, but I guess they intervened. And so there's a open case right now where it was being alleged that Angelic basically was a part of two of the kids being harmed. And so basically we're going to watch a live stream that she did. She's from Bigo. She's from the app Bigo. She also used to be on YouTube, but they banned her from YouTube. At one time, they banned her from Bigo too. But there's a live stream that she did where she was talking about basically she doesn't want her kids anymore. She said, the state can have them. She doesn't want. She feels like her children will taint her current family structure, which is her husband, and her baby on the way. And although we talk about mom life over here, and we've talked about Jasmine, we've talked about Olivia, we've talked about Skye and Wine. We've talked about many moms over here in the break room. But when I tell you guys, this woman is the epitome, in my opinion, of trash. She is the epitome of trash. She's trying to make it sound as if they're being influenced by the children's fathers and other family members to say bad things about her. But in my opinion, what Angelic doesn't understand is prior to those kids being taken from her custody, girl, the type of content or the type of things that she put on the internet that involved her and her children's living situation was horrific. This is the whole reason why CPS got involved. And this woman is literally sitting up here talking about she got to protect her peace when you are the one who volunteered to birth all these children into the world. Nobody coerced you. Nobody put your arm around you, behind your back and made you. You willingly birthed these children into the world. And now that you feel like they're too much of a problem for you, when she is the root of the problem for her children to be acting out the way they are, she doesn't want to be bothered with them. She said that, the state can have them.
The twins are innocent, but when Matthew come over, too, Hezekiah is used too. They come over, they start cussing. They ask my husband how much money he make a year. Like Hezekiah, why is Matthew asking my husband how much money he make a year? That's not coming from him. That's coming from me. You get what I'm saying? So when they come over, then they want to leave and say somebody did something to them, or even the twins can't even talk. You get what I'm saying? And they're saying, oh, the twins got a bruise, or the twins crying when you change their diaper. I got a whole man. I don't got time for nobody to send no accusations like that. So now it's at a point right now where I don't even want to deal with none of the kids. I told the workers, unfortunately, I love all of my kids, but when people are using my kids to do certain things or say certain things, I can't go to jail for shit like that. You get what I'm saying? I can't.
So apparently, what Grimace is saying, one of her sons burnt the other son. So their legs, the son's legs were badly burned with boiling liquid. So this is what's going on in people's homes, y'all. Yeah. This is what's going on. And then people get on here and gossip about it. The fact that Angelic even brought the conversation to the internet, it's just like, my God, girl. But okay, I'm gonna let her talk.
Time they come over, I can't put a camera on them. The twins can't talk. Came back that, you know, when they took them to the hospital or whatever, nothing, they didn't see nothing wrong. But still, just the point of that accusation, I don't got time for that shit. Just because I don't get along with them. And so I've been crying my ass off, and I come on this live and I smile,
yes,
and all the other stuff, but behind closed doors, my husband, no. My villagers, no. I have fun with them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not about to give the lie of that. I'm not about to give the lie of that. It's so many people pray on my downfall. I'm not about to come on here and cry and say, my kids, I ain't with them every 5 seconds. I'm not going to do that for the life. Only if I had as much as support as I had the people that pray on my demise, maybe. But not, I don't know. You're not getting that from me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I needed help with. If not, I don't need help with no money, y'all. I'm good. I don't need help with no gas. I'm just trying to make the best decision because I love my kids. But if they're going to be used to say certain things, babies, you know, it's just becoming too much. You know what I'm saying?
So you want to come on the internet and you want the internet to help you decide, should you fight for your children or not? Wait, what? What in the, what? Wait, what? Girl, these are your children. Even if we say yes or say no, only you know what's best for you and your children. Since when do you need the internet to think?
And they asked me that I want to give them my right. Well, I told them I didn't want to give them my right because eventually something may change. But I feel like the only time I want to see them is in a public place. I told them that right now I just need some time and I don't want to do no visits. And
wait, hold on. You need some time. Wait, hold on. You need time. Time for what? What about them? What about what your kids have been through? She don't want to do any visits, and when she does, it needs to be in a public place. Y'all, this breaks my heart because, again, I'm a former foster parent. I've seen this. I had children who had a mother just like Angelic.
when we start doing visits, when I'm ready, then it could be at a public place for the rest of their life. You know, I don't know what's going on with my 3 kids, if they're still in foster care or not. But if they are, unfortunately, I can't do nothing about that. I can get them back, but I refuse to get them back if they're, you know what I'm saying, being used.
This woman just said if they continue to stay in foster care until they age out, she can't do nothing about that. This woman just said if they remain in foster care, meaning nobody adopts them, if they remain in foster care till they age out, oh well, she can't do nothing about that. This is the mother, the one who birthed all of them into the world. Imagine saying that about 7 of your children, but then you got 1 with you and 1 in your belly. Imagine being a mother to them 2, but not a mother to the other 7 that was there before the last 2. All because they're by this man that you call a husband, who called the police on you about a year ago on your birthday and had you go to jail on your birthday. Wouldn't even let you drive his car. Wouldn't give you money. Thomas, that's his name. You was on here bashing Thomas like he was the world's worst man. Now all of a sudden it's my husband, my husband, my husband. when the kids was here before him.
To say certain things, I can't risk my life. I can't go to jail. My husband not about to go to jail for shit that nobody say about kids. No, you know what I'm saying? And so they can stay there. They can stay there if they're going to be used to say certain things. I don't even want to see you. Why would I want to see you? And I know that certain things not done, it's been said, it's been done. You know what I'm saying? When Hezekiah come over here, he say stuff that happened that never happened. You know, why would I want to see you? I don't want to see you. It is not all the kids, but you never know. You never know who. You get what I'm saying? So
wait, if it's not all the children and it's one or two, why punish the rest of them? She got a set of twin girls who are about, they should be going on 3 if they're not already 3. They could barely form sentences. She says the twin girls can't even talk. So they're a threat too to you and your husband's household? The 3-year-old twins that can't even talk?
That's where I'm at with it. And I cry about it to my husband all the time, but I just can't do it.
Her oldest daughter got to be about 15, 16, something like that. So hold on, y'all.
I'm not going to read comment because every comment is not for me to read. So a lot of y'all can just talk behind my back. Who cares? Y'all not going to pull up. Y'all not going to do shit no way. But for the ones who are supporting me, like y'all, the ones who saying y'all understand, yeah. And it's like, it's nothing is final. It's all on me about what I want to do.
At the end of the day, these women, most of these women, a lot of these women, let me say that, a lot of these women have children just because the reproductive system allows them to have them. A lot of these women have children and don't even have half the ideal what it takes to raise them. Angelic is an evil spirit. The fact that your children are, they don't like you. They don't, the children that she's involving in this situation, it's obvious that they don't like you. They don't have no respect for you. And you're the reason. Angelic is the reason why the kids don't have respect for her. She's trying to make like the fathers are tainting them to lie on her. No, sis, you're the reason. The way you raised your children up until the fathers had to intervene you're the reason.
But I just
The customer requested you hand them the order.
I just can't risk that. You know, I just cannot risk that. It's becoming unsafe. I'm not about to I would literally have to have a camcorder on me every single day. You get what I'm saying? Every day.
Hold on, y'all. There's something wrong with this. Whoever recorded this. This is not me. Whoever recorded this, something happened to the video.
He can't talk. Matthew, he's only 6 years old. You know, like I can't risk my freedom.
Matthew and the twins have the same father. Up until the kids got taken, she didn't even know that the father of Matthew was the father of the twins. She was saying it was, but she didn't have proof. So they did a DNA and found out that he's the father of Matthew and the twins.
For that. And my husband don't deserve that. He put up a whole motherfucking car for these kids. You know, he don't got time for no child to be making them blacks on him. You know what I'm saying? And then when they clear out, when they do the background of it and they say, oh yeah, we found out that everything, well, we don't want the kid here no more. That y'all done said that somebody said something, and then when they check out that it's not true, then what? You think we want the kid here? That's my blood. And I say, hell no. No, fuck that. No, he can't come back over here because his daddy is wicked. No, hell no. No.
As if Thomas is promised to her. Girl, he's your husband. Just like he could be your husband, he can be your non-husband. He can marry you and then divorce you. One thing about your children, they're your children for life. No matter if whatever they do in life, they still belong to you. That's one thing you possess. Those are your children forever, ever, forever, ever. This man that you call a husband, girl, tomorrow he could be called X.
And unfortunately, that's where I'm at. That's why I was saying it's probably gonna just be me and Thomas and June. That's why I was saying what I was saying. People don't know what I was saying, but I was saying what I was saying because I know the shit that was happening behind closed doors. And it's just too much. You get what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, y'all. Let me get to the part where she's talking.
Okay. Who cares about what they think? You know?
Like you are, guys.
So, yeah. It's unfortunate that these people do what's best for you, Thomas and Junior. Yeah, because, you know, when that happened about that really put us in a sandbag. And he didn't even want them over there over his house or be around them then. You know what I'm saying? He went off and he got a car for us. You know, and so like it's just not safe. It's not safe to be around, have any of my 7 kids around us. It's just not safe. And, you know, I got all of the stuff that workers had said in the past, all of the stuff. So when the younger kids get older, I can give them that. You know, I can save it to my email and I will have it.
So someone's asking in my chat, has she ever shared about her childhood? Well, apparently, if I remember correctly, her relationship with her biological mother is estranged. I believe her granny raised her, her grandmother raised her. Her mother and her don't have a strong relationship. I remember her talking about her mom. So this could have a lot to do with that too. The fact that her mother wasn't a big part of raising her. This could be somewhat of a learned behavior, but I don't feel like that's an excuse because you know right from wrong. Just because your childhood was troubled don't mean that you have to keep that going for generation after generation. At some point you have to stop, especially if you want to be a better person. Especially if you want your children to have a better childhood than what you had. I feel like at some point you have to break that childhood trauma. You have to figure out how to do that. Especially once you made the conscious decision to become a parent. Just because you made that conscious decision to become a parent, although you had a troublesome childhood, it's not fair nor right to bestow that upon your own children. You have to figure out a way to break that generational curse.
see why that I refuse to be around them anymore. And I'm only gonna we only gonna do,
I agree, pretty
and I'm gonna
stoner.
tell them
I
that I
agree.
just literally just I'm good.
I agree. So you said pretty stoners. I'm glad you made that point. My mom was raised by her grandmother, right? And obviously my mother raised me. And then I raised 4. Yeah, I didn't have any issues, you know. So that doesn't mean anything. Oh, your mom didn't raise you and the grandmother did, so that means your children's childhood is going to be horrible too. No. Like I said, my mom was raised by her grandmother. My mama raised myself. Then I raised my own kids. Nobody raised my kids but me.
As at the McDonald's, just visit them. That's it. Yeah, I'm just gonna. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't want to not never see them. It's just gonna tear me up inside. But I don't want to come out. It's not safe to bring them to my house. It's not safe to bring them to my house. Just no, girl. The twins can't talk.
Hey, Nikki.
Twins cannot talk.
Hey, Rapper.
You know what I'm saying? Like the twins can't talk. It ain't even. It's more of the adults that's telling the kids to say shit or do shit. Like, I can't do that. It's no peace. There's no peace because my 6-year-old, how the fuck would he be asking my husband how much money he make a year? He's 6 years old. Shoes. He just learned how to tie his shoes.
Yeah, but the reason why Matthew. So let me say this. She's talking about her son Matthew. Matthew, you could tell prior to him getting taken out of her custody, Matthew was a little grown for his age. And him asking Thomas, her husband, how much he make a year, Matthew, when he was 3 and 4, he had a very strong vocabulary for a 4-year-old. So I don't think that has anything to do with his dad. It has all to do. Matthew is just that type of child. He's very outspoken.
Why would he be asking a grown-ass man how much money he make a year? That came from his daddy. So I don't got time, you know what I'm saying, for things to be said when they come over my house or over my husband's house. It's too much. You know, I should have just left them alone then when they had said that they took one of my twins to the hospital because when they changed their diaper, they was crying. No, fuck that. No, I'm not about to be dealing with that shit. And my husband, who buying cars for kids that's not even his, he got this car. He paying $1,000 a month for a car for kids that's not even his. Fuck that. And they turn around and make accusations like that. And then when they find out that it's not true, okay, well, come on back. I should have said no then. I should have told them no then, but yeah, I let them back around. You know, and I said, so when I said, once they clear my name, that I didn't coach my son to burn himself, I didn't coach my son to burn my other son, I'm going to post that shit on my Facebook. I'm going to post on my ego, and I'm going on with my life. Y'all bitches, people are saying that I coach my son. CPS said they said that because of what I said to Israel. So you just made an accusation. We have to remove the kids to investigate. Okay, so y'all done investigating. I don't want them back. Now, you did it to them. Y'all, when y'all get done investigating, I'm gonna post that proof on all of my social media pages that I have been vindicated by, and then you can keep them. I don't even want them back. You should never lied on me. That shit could have ended me in jail. That could have ruined my husband. That could have ruined everything. Now, since y'all want to make up lies like that, once y'all get done investigating, do not send them back because they told me they're not even taking my rights away. How are y'all saying that when y'all sign a petition, on the petition it says they'll
so is she saying that she despises her children to the point she doesn't care what happens to them? Is this what this woman is saying? You despise your children when you gave them this life. She could have gave them a much better life. You're the one that chose to raise them in the height of poverty. Section 8, food stamp, never wanting to work, didn't want a man to take care. This is the life she chose for them. You chose this life. They didn't choose it. You chose it for them. Had them living in a house that had a basement with rats jumping in and out the window. This is the life you chose for them. They didn't choose it for themselves. And now you're saying you don't care what happens? Let me tell y'all something. I know y'all don't know who this woman's kids are, but I'm going to ask y'all. When you're praying for everything else, pray for these kids. Pray that these kids are put in a better nurturing environment, and that they pray to be successful individuals. Because let's be honest, y'all, do we really want these kids going back to her? Look how she's talking about her own children online. This is not a phone conversation where she's talking to a family member or a homegirl. Baby, she's talking about her children on the internet. Children that she birthed into this world. And you know what the sad part is? We just know about Angelic because she went viral on the internet. There are thousands of angelic souls. There are thousands of her on the internet. Not just Black, white, Hispanic, and any other. So all you can do at this moment, y'all, you can shake your head. We can talk about Angelic like a dog. We can drag her from one end of the internet to the next. But that will not change the fact that these kids could potentially be doomed. So we can call her all kind of bitches. We can, baby, we can do all that. What's the point of even doing that at this point? Because it doesn't help the children. The one thing we can do is just pray for those kids. That's all we can do at this point.
Tell you that, you know, what they want you to do. What they want. If they want you to do, like, take your rights away or go to parenting classes or whatever. They'll tell you that when they sign a petition. They say on the petition, they're not even taking my rights away. So how y'all saying that y'all investigating this, but then y'all not trying to take my rights away? Y'all not trying. Y'all just said that I coach my son to burn my other son, but y'all want to bring him back into my custody.
First and foremost, Angelic, they have to find out if the allegations are substantiated or not. However they prove that, I don't know what's going on with the Department of Family Children's Services of the state of Michigan. But based off everything Angelic has put on the internet about her and her children for the past 2 years, who is the case manager for this woman? Because you should terminate her rights just based off her behavior on the internet. This video alone should terminate her rights. Yeah, why not? Oh, well, these are just the children. Here's the thing. Send them back to her to what? Send them to prison? Because she's not going to make sure they have a loving, nurturing environment. She don't care anything about them because she's birthed two more to replace them. So send them back for what? What are we sending them back for? For y'all to come right back and take them back? Does that make sense? We should be working on getting these children somewhere stable. If it's family, another stable foster parent that may want to adopt them. And even if they don't, if they just want to be foster until they age out, but at least they would have consistency. Because let's be honest, the child placed in the home, if the home is not conducive for them, they will tell the case manager. They will tell the social worker. The kids will, and once then you move them. If you got to keep moving them till you get them in the right home. Why send them back to her? We already know this ain't the right place for them. We already know that. She's saying it right now. She said she don't want them. Don't even send them back. She said she don't even want visits right now. And she said when she do decide to visit with them, it got to be in a public place. She don't want. She's scared of her children, as if her children shouldn't be scared of her. You started this, Angelic. You started this nightmare for them. You are the reason they're in this nightmare.
That don't make sense that CPS want me to be back. They want them back in my care after y'all said that why y'all not taking my rights away? That's some shit that y'all should have took my rights away for, right?
I agree, Grimace.
Right? Just keep Junior and the new baby, the other kids. And that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at. You will not return those kids back to my care after that accusation. Hell no. Absolutely not.
Good morning, good afternoon.
No. I'm not about to be used. They're not about to be used. CPS not about to say some shit. No, keep them. Keep they ass. Nope. And I don't even want to visit. I'm at the point where I don't even want to visit because even when it comes to my house, y'all can say anything. Once y'all said I coach my son to burn my other son, y'all think I'm about to want those kids back into my house? Once y'all vindicate me, no, keep them. I love them to death, but I will be damned if y'all keep bringing shit on me. Y'all want to be like, oh, we were just saying that because we got to investigate. That's some hell of a shit to investigate. And then when you prove that I'm innocent, you want me to bring them back? Fuck that.
She said, I love them to death. Do you? Is this how you express your love for someone? Well, sis, how do you express your hate?
Oh, you're innocent. Here you go. No, fuck that. You should never took them away. So I will be posting that when this whole situation is done. I will post on my Facebook that they lied. And once that happened, they will know that they're in the system because CPS lied and said I coached my son to burn my son, and I refuse to have them back into my household when they are saying shit like that. I can't live like that.
So this CPS fault? This not your fault. The way you used to talk to your kids and hit them and cuss them out and degrade them online. She didn't just do it in the privacy of her own home, baby. She was online doing this. And people follow this woman. Child, she would go live and it would be one person in her live stream, and that one person would be her.
The back and forth. Absolutely not. Y'all wanted them so fucking bad to come out the house for whatever reason. And now, no, my children, like, you could say whatever you want to say. Like I said, I will post it on my Facebook that, the truth, once they're done investigating and they talk to all the kids and all that. Yeah, I will post the truth that CPS lied. They talking about something, they took them over to investigate. I don't give a fuck. That's a hell of an investigation to start with. Absolutely not. Once you said I burned my babies and you talking about we found out that she never burned her babies. We just made the accusation up because she have, mental health. She's supposed to be on medication for her mental health. So, and she told her son that was his punishment. And so that's why we believe that. I don't give a fuck why you think that it happened. That's a hell of an accusation to say.
Yeah, but Angelic, isn't that the reason why you get disability? Because you claim you have some type of mental health issue. So are you saying now that you don't have a mental health issue and you've been telling the state of Michigan all this time that you do? Which one is it, sis?
That. No, keep them now. Keep them. I don't even want them. I don't even trust my kids. I don't even want the kids back in my care for a weekend. Not even for a weekend. I don't want them. It's not safe.
what's not safe is us proceeding on with this live. There's about 2 minutes left of this, but y'all, I can't take another minute of this nonsense, this insanity that this woman is spewing. Here's the thing, y'all. We don't know what went on because we weren't there. The only persons that know what went on is the ones that were involved. You know, I mean, these kids have been through a lot. And how do we know they're not saying and doing things because they're not getting the attention they so deserve? I don't feel sorry for Angelic. I don't care if you claim they lied on you or not. You brought these children into this insanity that you call a life. You birthed all these children to this nonsense. And now it's their fault that they're acting out when she is the product of their environment. This is the environment. Angelic could have made other decisions. She didn't have to bring them into this lifestyle the way she did. She could have went to school, got a career, raised her children in a nice suburban area in Detroit. She could have done that. But no, she wanted to lay around, sleeping with different men, having different baby daddies, birthing these kids, and just go on to the next man and bring them into this toxicity. And then one day you decide, oh, I don't want to work, but let me get on the internet because I see other people living on the internet and make money from it. So let me do that too. So then you get on the internet and then you start showcasing everything that's going on in your house, from you spanking them, chastising them are fighting with each other. The siblings, there's videos that I saw that were on Bigo where the kids would be fighting each other. It was horrible. And she would just be sitting there talking about, stop. I'm a whoop y'all. Stop. This is how she disciplined them. Allowing those children to have WWE in the middle of the living room. And all of this is on a video. It's still out here on the internet somewhere. Grimace said there's a live. Let me see what you said. Grimace said there's a live where she was being negligent and the hot comb was in reach. One of the twins grabbed it and burned her hand live on the internet. Yeah, I didn't see that one, but I don't doubt it. I remember one. I did see one where the police came to her house and they basically was, because, you know, the internet would call the police to her home and they asked her, like, why are you on the internet doing all this? Like, is it even worth it? Like, the police basically told her, you need to get your ass off the internet. That's what the police basically told her. Virgo Diva said they could have done everything she said, but that's when you parent and correct their behavior, not disown them. She's mentally challenged and doesn't deserve them. She doesn't deserve them. And I pray those children grow up to be as successful as they can be and denounce their mother on the same internet that she denounced them. Okay. All right, y'all, let's move on. All right, so let's get into Skye's life. So Skye, oh boy. Skye is a mess, y'all. After all these months, when did she get put out? July. Skye is sitting patiently waiting for that tax check to come so she could possibly find a place for her and her kids to live. Now she's holding refuge at her mama's house, the poor mama, because Skye got this house in a disarray, just like she had her own damn house. And she did a video, this video here. And y'all, we know this about Skye. Skye is very careless with her coin, okay? Anytime you lose your Section 8 because you wouldn't pay the portion that Section 8 said you needed to pay, $263. Child, you know you is something pitiful. Okay? You know that you are something pitiful. And then you go and apparently marry a guy who brought nothing to the table but his penis and his son. Okay? So not only are you struggling with 6 kids and yourself, then you inherit a grown-ass man and his child to struggle with you too. Y'all, you just can't make this stuff up at this point. You just can't make it up. So let's get into this.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back. So in this video, we'll be doing another day in the life. So my 4-year-old wanted to button up my top button of my coat. I don't usually button it up, but he wanted to do it, which is okay. Then I had to finish getting everybody ready for school.
That little light-skinned boy, I don't know if that's one. Look at this room, y'all. Look at this room. Remember, this is not Skye's house. This is her mama's house. So if her mother is okay with the room looking like this, I'm just going to assume this is where Skye learned her behavior from. Okay? How old is Skye? I don't know, y'all. I don't know, early 30s, maybe. Child, I have no idea. I don't know how old that girl is. And then she has a teenage daughter. I know her teenage daughter is thoroughly embarrassed.
So when I got my YouTube check, I had to get my girls' hair done. They've been walking around wearing ponytails, hair all over the head. I don't like it. I'm okay with my head looking a hot mess, but I do not like my kids.
She said when she got her YouTube check. Now, I don't disagree that you shouldn't have got their hair done, but Skye knows how to do hair herself. Me personally, Skye could have went and bought the hair and did their hair her damn self and could have saved the extra money she paid somebody to do it. Again, ma'am, you're homeless. You don't need to be spit, especially when you know how to do. Skye know how to braid hair, y'all. She know how to do this.
He's looking a hot mess. So this is my 12-year-old. She went and got hers done first. My aunt wasn't able to finish both theirs in the same setting. So yeah. So this is my nephew. This is my sister's son. So at the moment, my mom has custody of him and his brother. He's down with my other cousins. So yeah.
So wait a minute. So not only are Skye's 6 kids plus the bonus child, her husband's child, so 7. The mama already had about 3 kids there, so that's 10. So now she's taking in 2 more children. We understand giving children a place to live, a place of home, but my goodness, it's too much going on over here. Where is everybody sleeping at?
I try to help out as much as I can with other kids and also taking care of mine. I have no problem with it. I help him put his shoes on every morning because the rest of them act like they can't even help him put his shoes on.
He looked old enough to put his own shoes on. How the little boy looked to be about 6 or 7. So you saying this little boy do not know how to put his shoe on? Well, who put his clothes on? I can understand if he's struggling with tying them, but he don't know how to push his foot down in a shoe.
Then I had to get my 8-year-old daughter's head together.
See, this is how we know Skye's not working, because she's here helping her mom with the mother's foster kids, and then her own children. This is how we know Skye's not working anywhere. She can miss me with all that. I work. I posted it. I work. No, girl, no, you don't. You don't do nothing. She done got a couple of nice YouTube checks of a couple $1,000, honey, and sister thinks she didn't hit pay dirt.
Got all this hair, y'all. I be loving her hair. She got some good hair, but I gotta get it together because again, she wasn't able to get her hair done yesterday, so we gotta get it together.
My thing is, why is you brushing her hair with that brush? How do we gather all the hair up so it can look like a cohesive ponytail? Like, maybe this music is insane. No, if those are foster children, she is not supposed to be showing them on social media. They are actually the property of the state. Although they are being fostered by her mother, they are the property of the state, and the state does not allow that. At least in Indiana. I know you say apple pie, Alabama. There's probably many states, because let's be honest, why expose the children on the internet? What's the purpose? This music is insane. Hold on, I can't hear it.
Angelic. Going to the salon, like it's like homeless has like taken over me mentally. So I was just like, yeah, when I get my YouTube check, they going to the salon. Like I'm a treat them to the salon.
When she get her YouTube check, not her paycheck. Remember, y'all, Skye say she worked, not her husband's check. She said everything got to get done when we get a YouTube check. Sis has decided that she gonna sit her ass, him and her together, because if he working, the little boy she just put on his shoes and tied him, he got a job too. If this man, this alleged husband is working, if he got a job, then the little boy who she just put his shoe on and tied it, he worked 3 to 11 too.
After taking the kids to school, we had to go get some oil because the oil lights keep coming on and the check engine light came on. So once we put oil in there, she good to go.
Hey now. So y'all driving around a car and nobody thought to check the oil? So what do you think? You think the oil just reproduces itself? Instead of putting oil in the car, how about you go change the oil? See, Skye, that's something else you could have did with your YouTube check. Go get an oil change that preserves the life of your engine. Putting oil in the car is great because that's what it needs, oil, okay? But you got to change the oil too, ma'am. Not just dump a couple of gallons of quarts, not gallons, a couple quarts in the car and think we didn't. Whew. You have to decide, and you gotta tell me what's behind. Wait.
Then I had to end up getting my 4-year-old another tablet because he had a tablet, and with us being in and out of the car so much, his tablet got stepped on and completely destroyed. So I ended up getting a tablet. This tablet right here was only $80. I bought it off of somebody. Then we end up going to Bojangles to have lunch.
Now, we spending money at Bojangles. We buying tablets. We getting the girl's hair done. No mention of, now I don't know if y'all can see right here, but it looks like the husband that went to the hospital again, because that's a hospital bracelet right there. So the husband that went to the hospital again. Why he keep going to the hospital, Skye? What is wrong with this man? Is this the reason why he can't go to work? Because he claims something wrong with him? Or is it every time it's time for him to go to work, he need to go to the hospital first? Or has this been on and he just been taking baths and I took it off yet? Look, oh, Lord have mercy.
Now I love Bojangles, like their food is so good, but why is it that they always give them little bitty tenders? Like they look Supremes be teeny tiny. Like it's like they pick out the smallest ones to give you. No, y'all need to give me some bigger chicken. Like I don't like chicken in the bone like that. So I always get.
Girl, hush. We don't care nothing about what you're talking about at Bojangles. Let's be honest. You shouldn't even be there. Didn't you say in your state that you could buy hot food with food stamps? Then you should have took your ass what you've been doing down there to the Walmart and spent them food stamps on hot and kept that cash in your pocket.
Supremes, and I'm just like, can I look? I'm checking my husband's. Like, is your tenders bigger than mine? Then I tried this Bo special sauce. It was okay. It's not something I could eat like all the time.
This music is more something.
But it hit the fan when I got him down and oh, I can't let him take my soul. You best act big and make it stretch. All your gun talk, I ain't impressed. My 45 see real traffic. That's Dallas, Texas. My little I know. Oh, I can't let him take my.
So look what she doing. She's spending money on she in here spending money on tripods. Girl, as long as you've been doing YouTube, you should already had that look, got paid and just vicariously spending that check.
So, no.
Then I was just looking at how cheap this printer was, $31.20. No, I didn't get it. And this is what my son's old tablet looks like. Then I had to go get the kids from school, and then of course take my 8-year-old to go get her hair done.
We never said exclusive. I just promised you my time, and I'm getting.
It took that the kids had to become homeless to be able to go to the beauty salon and get their hair done. That should be normal routine for you, Skye, not because you homeless.
To you, babe, so I could be an accusive. Your emotions running wild. If you don't calm down, I can't stay. Breathe in, breathe out. Let me speak now. What happened?
$99.
Hold on.
Then I tried looking at a few other things in there, and y'all, these books were so cute for kids, and it was $2.99.
I'm entitled to some fun while I'm young and dumb.
Then back to the house to make dinner.
In a long run, baby, let it slide.
Look at that. Look at all. The kitchen ain't even big enough to do. Look at all this stuff everywhere. Ooh, and you had the nerve to be selling plates. There. Look at all of this. What is all of that? Oh, baby. I would, honey. These people on the internet. Oh, my goodness. Somebody need to tell y'all to get up off of here.
Oh, baby, let's slide.
Let's breathe, Leticia.
I'm tired of explaining how I choose to live my life, because I told you
there be so much stuff on the counter because there's not enough cabinet space. So they don't have nowhere to put the stuff. So obviously we just sit it on the counter.
Started instead of just complaining. You could try to treat me right, but you gotta get out your.
Now, I'm going to say this, y'all. One thing I love is I love me some kitchen gadgets. That is, baby, I love a kitchen gadget, but I try to make it to where it doesn't make my kitchen look cluttered. When I start feeling like it's looking cluttered, the gadgets that I don't use, all the time, honey, those going to either go on top of the cabinet or they're going to go below in the cabinets, okay? Skye's mom's house is definitely not big enough for all that's going on up in here. I understand she's trying to give her daughter a place to live, but the fact that her mother is steady bringing in children when there's already too many there. It's too many kids there. Why are we steady bringing in when you can't get those children? Let me tell you something. The whole goal of bringing a foster child in your home is to give them a better environment that they just came out of. You need to give them stability, comfortability. Like they need to be, in an environment where they can prosper. How can you prosper when you can't even move around? Beds are not made, clothes all on the floor, all on the dresser, just stuff everywhere. How do you prosper in clutter?
Breathe out, let me speak now. What happened was a one-time thing. No bullshit, no lie. I swear I'll try to give you my everything. Baby, let it,
Her and this music. Skye, you need to learn how to do voiceovers, because you showing us you doing stuff. Okay, sis, that's great. But all that, look how little the stove is. I goes to show you this is a small home. And I'm not trying to disrespect this woman's home because she opened it up to her family. I'm not trying to, but you can just tell this home is too small for all that's going on in it. The stove little. So that just goes to show you that more than likely the kitchen is small.
we could do it.
She frying bologna and making french fries.
Go down, now you block.
Look at all this stuff.
Sound, don't wish you no heart.
And I guarantee you, the little girl here, now that's cute. I like that. Let me tell you something. I guarantee you, Skye is more than likely giving her mother some of her YouTube check because Skye's filming content in her. How much y'all want to bet? How much y'all want to bet that the agreement between Skye and her mother, in order for Skye to film in her home, is that she gives her a couple of $100 out of her YouTube check? The fact that Skye even, like, I understand she's trying to make money, right? But I get, because you could tell her mother is all about money. She's all about money. The fact that she's bringing all these foster kids into a very cluttered situation, like, do the CPS worker know that you got all these kids? Because there's supposed to be a limit of children in the home based off your bedroom size. Everyone would get out. My nerves would be hella bad. Elisa A.
Her
hair is
Memorial service in your name.
And if y'all notice, she never shows her mama doing nothing. You don't even see the mama, okay? And probably some of her food stamps too. But I mean, she should, because if they in there eating. But if y'all notice, you never see the mama doing anything. Skye doing everything in the house. She getting the kids dressed, she washing, she cooking. Baby, you don't see the mama do nothing.
Got no reason. Your name called will, but searching for something. My wings. Finally. I must have broken my heart, like really torn it apart.
Lord, look at all this mess. Maybe I'm getting anxiety just watching this.
I was worried that it won't be enough. I got an issue with love.
How long is we in the kitchen, Skye? Damn.
Oh.
Never nobody say this girl is slow and delayed. She did a whole 20 minutes of washing dishes. Girl, I'm just scanning through y'all because I didn't see all of this.
Every day, I will keep you safe. What a time.
This girl washed dishes. Look at this, honey. Y'all see this? This heifer did 20 minutes of washing dishes. Well, I guess so. Look how many people up in that house. Skye, bye, girl. Baby, a mess. Skye has not been talking about finding a place. No, she hasn't, sis. That's because she's waiting on tax check. Okay. Yeah, that's the rest of the video, Virgo Diva. I realized that. Would you say her editing needs a little fine tuning? Janae said, "Good Lord, girl. Ooh, she thinks it's content. She does. She really does. And Skye gonna have to go right back to that damn job that she make $10 an hour on. She did go overboard with the music. She went way overboard. But that's what I'm saying, y'all. Skye is like, she's slow. You could just tell. Look what we was looking at. Okay. Tomorrow it's like Jasmine with the live washing dishes for almost an hour. Yeah, honey, running that water. Jasmine, oh Lord, that's why that water got cut off. But she was over there running that water for an hour. Just a mess. Nearly said, "What is going on here, girl? Nothing but washing dishes." But here's that. So I just wanted to show you guys how Skye spends her money. And more than likely, we already knew this. We already knew Skye doesn't do good with her money. We knew that. We didn't really even have to see this in this video. We saw this when she got her tax check. How she was balling out of control with that tax check. We know that man has gave up on working. Somebody in the chat said he's trying to get disability. Well, good luck with that, sir. Because why all of a sudden you with Skye, now you need a disability check. If disability is what you needed, then you should have had that coming through the door. Okay, at least that would have been guaranteed income coming in every month. And then that little boy, the little 3-4-year-old boy of the husband, you could tell that little boy doesn't have any clothes because a lot of the clothes that he's wearing look too big for him. They look way too big for him. The little boy is still in diapers and he's like 3, almost 4. He's a big kid and still in diapers. Got the little boy over there calling Skye mama. Baby, I want to know where the biological mother of this child is, because somebody need to take something and just slap her all upside her head. Because why is this boy over here calling Skye mama when you need to be that child's mother? He needs to be talking to you, not Skye. Because wherever she at, she must be in a much, much worse situation than what this little boy got going on right now. He don't even have his own clothes to wear. Now he don't have any clothes. You can tell. Everything he has on looks way too big for him, which means he's wearing the other kids' clothes, which is so sad. Why Skye got the little boy calling him mama? Did we take him to go get his hair braided? Did we take him to go get his hair cut? No, you didn't do any of that. You say he can't get potty trained with a house with 20 people in it? Yes, he's wearing someone's shorts as pants at this point. That's basically what he's doing. And I'm not talking about the little boy because, he doesn't have any say-so. It's the grown-ass adults that's overseeing this child. They need to send that little boy, the man and Drake needs to send that little boy back to the mother's family. Especially in his current situation, the fact that you allegedly sleeping in the car. Now, more than likely, Skye has probably moved from the car and she's probably laying in the mama's house now. I don't know. I'm assuming that. I don't know for sure. But I feel sorry for those kids because they, unfortunately, the kids, they're just going along with the show. They don't have any other choice. They don't have anywhere else to go. So they're not going to necessarily act out because they don't have nowhere to go. So they just got to deal with what they're being dealt at this point. But it's sad, y'all. But I just want to show you guys those 2 videos, Angelic Soul and Skye's Life. It's like, child, we do understand this mom life thing that people like to display on the internet. We know it gets way better than this, right? We see it. And it's just unfortunate that Skye thinks that her poverty lifestyle is the highlight of the internet. let's be honest, sis, your situation is, I would think, it's just not a desirable situation to be showcasing. Not only that, you have a teenage daughter. You have a teenage daughter that I would think would be thoroughly embarrassed to her friends to see how she's living. You know, even if her friends don't, even if she doesn't tell her friends, my mama got a YouTube channel. It's called Skye's Life. Who's to say how that they couldn't come across this content? Skye's on Facebook. She's on YouTube. She's on TikTok. She's on Instagram. We know children, teenage, little kids, everybody on social media. So how could you not come across the videos? VT said, hold on. You said the husband's son and Skye's youngest son both always have on clothes and shoes that are 20 sizes too big. It's ridiculous. Skye's son looks very bit of the hard knock life he has. Sad. It is very sad. But you just can't thoroughly blame Skye. You have to blame the father of these children, of Skye's children. It's like, do the fathers not see how their children are currently living and maybe rescue them? You know, like help Skye out for a minute. Come get your kids so I can get up on my feet. But, you know, Skye got to understand these are the men you chose to lay down with and birth children with. Hence, she chose the man that she claims is her husband. Okay. Lakeisha said, I imagine the mother, Skye's mother, to be like the mother in the movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape, because all of this is unreal, for real, for real. It is very unreal. Hey, Lee Pie, it is very unreal. VT said, I blame Skye because she said all of her exes are drug addicts, etc. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are. She has claimed that they are addicts, and one of them was in jail, and I don't know, y'all, just a whole bunch. What about the daddy's family? All them on some type of narcotics too? So we're gonna wait. We're gonna patiently wait because we thought Skye was gonna get a place of residence before the holidays. Y'all, we are literally 26 days before Thanksgiving, okay? And then from after Thanksgiving, we're less than 30 days from Christmas. So we already know, we could probably bet and say that Skye is going to be at her mama house for the holidays. And I really thought that girl, Skye's Life, was going to get a place for her and her family before the holidays. It doesn't appear that that's happening. More than likely, come February or March is when Skye is going to probably start talking about places to live again. She's either going to find a place to live where she currently is, or she's going to try to hightail it to Texas. Okay. Something's given. She's going to try to go to Texas, but we'll just have to wait and see. All right. All right, you guys, that's my time, honey. That is my reaction video. I told you guys earlier in the live stream, we're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to have a discussion about the realist Jenkins, a family that's going viral on TikTok for their living situation. And so we'll talk about it. I'm just going to say this. We understand, y'all, we live in economical times that people are combining households, okay? And even with combining households, so we can streamline the money that's going out versus and the money that's coming in, we still got to make it comfortable for everybody involved, right? The children shouldn't have to be subjected to being uncomfortable because you trying to save a coin or two. That's just my opinion, because as parents, y'all, it's our responsibility to provide and to provide the best living situation that we could possibly provide for our families. That's our job as mothers, our jobs as fathers, but I'm talking to the mothers, okay? She is white, Timur. That's why she is giving everything. Well, of course, that's what it is, apple pie. And we're going to talk about it, okay? Thank you, Lakeisha. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend or a good Saturday. We'll talk tomorrow. Y'all be good. Y'all be great. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one, honey. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.